Tourism Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire has addressed concerns surrounding a viral video circulating online showing a section of Redwe Beach appearing to be fenced off for construction. Speaking at pre-cabinet briefing, Dr. Hilaire issued an apology to both the public and the developer, acknowledging that no official statement had been released beforehand to clarify the situation. He noted that the absence of timely communication contributed to confusion after the video began circulating on social media.
I think the first thing I want to do is to actually apologize to the public and to the developer for what happened. I think the public deserves an apology. And I think the developer also deserves an apology. Because the simple truth is that our agencies failed on this occasion to really perform some of their basic functions.
He explained that the primary reason for installing the fencing was to facilitate the development of the beach, ensuring it can be properly utilized by both members of the public and guests of the resort.
The developer was asked by Invest St. Lucia to develop a beach park for the public, for St. Lucians going to the beach, because there had been so many complaints about a hotel, a resort being developed there, and it's a beach that St. Lucians frequent, and now it's a special place, whatnot. But it was a place where there are no public facilities. There are no proper vending facilities. And we said to the developer that if you're going to build $1 billion resort there, your guests will be coming and use that same beach. But look at the state of the beach. No toilets, no showers, no lifeguard, no vending facilities, that we needed it upgraded. And the developer agreed at his cost, at the developer's cost, to build a beach park as well as do beach improvement works. That was the agreement.
The developer further stated that the park has now been completed, with the final phase being the beach improvement works. According to the developer, these works are expected to take approximately 2 weeks to complete.
To undertake the beach improvement works, it will be heavy equipment, it will be sand, it will be, there's a lot that will be going on. The developer has to protect the public. You don't want anybody going there to get injured, to get any mishap. So there has to be a level of protection offered. It is the responsibility of the NCA and Invest in this case to let the public know that the beach will be closed for 2 weeks for beach improvement works. They ought to do it. They're supposed to do it. And they were told to do it. So they're supposed to ensure that all the necessary public education is done. Of course, the developer puts up the fence, put in construction, safety, some signs, whatnot.
The minister said efforts were made to clarify the situation with the independent candidate Marcella Steed, who recorded and shared the video. According to the minister, both he and the developer contacted Steed directly to explain the circumstances.
Of course, then, one individual goes there, sees what has happened, makes a reel, broadcasts it. I call him, I say, let me just explain to you what's happening. This is the case, this is for a period of time, this is what goes, just like I explained to you. Explain everything to him. And he decided, nah, I'm taking down that fence. I said, boss, do not take down the fence. It's there for 2 weeks. It's to protect the public. No, you're going to take down the fence. I said, you can't do that. It's for 2 weeks. It's just to do the beach improvement works. So I explained everything to him. I asked the agency responsible to call him and explain to him, which they did. And he still decides, and he puts up another reel showing that he used a wire cutter and he cut the fence and removed it. Now, why would you do that? You cannot say you did not know, because I know I gave you an explanation. I know one of the agencies explained to you that it is to facilitate beach improvement works. But you insist you do not want a fence there, so you're going to cut it down.
Dr. Hilaire states that in light of the situation, he cannot justify the action. However, public announcements are important for any project.
There are instances where construction works will take place, and you have to put in the precautionary and the necessary, requirements for health and safety. You're supposed to do that. That's a requirement. Now, I understand if the public is not informed, everybody has a legitimate right to complain and say, why was the public not informed? And you're right in doing so. You're right in doing so. And I am prepared to accept that the agencies failed in that regard. They should have put out public announcements to indicate that the beach will be closed and for how long and why. They should have done so. So we have to apologize to the public that we're inconvenienced. But I cannot under any circumstances accept that the behavior of that individual was acceptable.
For 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.